So, Ozram here, and you know, there's been a little bit of talk about Spacelegs. I'd absolutely love Spacelegs. I'm in my Cobra 4, sitting in dock, wondering about that, just walking through my cockpit thinking, wow, that would be amazing. So, what's behind the curtain? Look at that curtain. What's behind the curtain? Let's take a look, shall we? You'd think, because they've been talking about this since Kickstarter, that eventually there'd be Spacelegs, that behind this curtain there would be at least a layout for something that could be a hallway, a floor, something like that. By the way, I'm quite short, so this here, it would sort of bump the top of my head, which, well, maybe people got short, you know, confined to space and all that, kind of like sharks in a fishbowl. But, well, without further ado, I'm going to take a look behind this ship, and depending on how that's received, I'm going to take a look behind other ships, and I'm going to record that also. It has to be behind the small ships, because I can't walk all the way up to most hallways, but I can just make it past here. What's this? Oh, well, look at that. I think those are the 3 hard points along the top that we're looking at. And down here, quite obviously, is the SRV bay. And whoa, lo and behold, you have the stairway that leads, well, it's supposed to be up here, but as we all know, that SRV covers most of that space. I mean, it's not there, but frankly, I don't have an SRV in that ship anyway, so that's fair enough that it's not there. However, how would you walk around to that other side over there, and once you get up and go across it, you catch my drift? It looks to me like no assets have been created for walking around inside one's ship, and that is a little bit disappointing to me. I don't know. FD? Can you tell me what's going on here? Now that I've taken a peek behind the curtain. Hey, look at that. We're back in the cockpit. Because of course there is a whole world behind us. Or is there? Or is there? Let's take a look at some other ships. Obviously, I don't want to waste too much of your time, but you know, since we're looking, since you're here, let's see what else I have that might have cockpit within reach, you know, the doorway within reach. So let's take a peek of the shipyard. Viper, I think the Viper has a rather small cockpit. Let's take a look. I do love this game regardless. It's just I don't like being had, and unless I'm mistaken, it would appear that there have been no assets designed for Spacelegs to begin with. I remember looking at the Mamba and going, wow, look, you can look under here, and there's no way you could reach under here unless you had VR. That's all parts of the cockpit. So maybe that's a sign that they're planning for Spacelegs, and then there's all this talk about Spacelegs in 2019. Not talk from FDev, credit to them. They haven't said anything, but they've been quiet. Anyway, we're now in my my Viper 3. Let's take a look behind us, shall we? I mean, it's a small ship by FD standards, but it's pretty big. There should be some space, right? And here's the door. Let's take a look behind the door. See what, well, this is as far as I can walk through behind the door, so let's take a look. Oh! That's a little bit different here, isn't it? Oh, a little bit different. Looking, you can see over here the cockpit, and you can see where the SRV bay is. You can also see, and this is something I'm noticing here, that the stairway, unlike the stairway to the Cobra 4, does not lead directly to the SRV bay, but it doesn't either lead directly above the SRV bay. It doesn't lead towards the entrance here. So that would have to be changed, wouldn't it? I mean, it seems to me that no assets have been created. In fact, you can look around it. You can see the shell of the ship. Excuse me. I'm reaching the end of my walk around space, but I figured that would be enough to get people curious enough to get you walking around, you know, looking. So let's say we're here. We're in front of the door. Let's say we're walking here. In reality, I'm at my kitchen counter with my hand on the sink, but hey, whatever. You look through here. What do you see? What do I see? I see the shell of the ship from the inside. I see no assets created whatsoever for how somebody would walk around. I see the hard points, big hard points. Where are the other ones? I suppose they'd be over there. Let's see if we can cheat a little and look over here. Oh yeah, hard point assets have been created. Thrusters have been created, and you can look at those thrusters over there. That stairway. God, I'd love Spacelegs. Even though that stairway looks a little bit awkward, doesn't it? I mean, look at the gap between the top set and that bottom set. Unless they're escalators that move on their own or something, that'd be quite a dangerous step. Oh, interesting. Let's walk into the ship and see if we can take a look at something else. Do I have any more small ships? I don't know. Let's see. It's still beautiful. I still love the game. I'm not attacking it in that way. I'm just saying that if there is talk of Spacelegs, well, the signs for it are certainly not clear. Let's see what else I might have. Shipyard. Courier. Nah, that's too far back. Killback. Does the Killback have enough space to look behind you? Dolphin doesn't. Cover 4 we've already been in. Diamondback Explorer I think is a little too far. Vulture, too far. Type 7, beautiful cockpits, by the way. I'm not knocking the whole game, it's just some of this stuff puts me a little off. Let's take a quick look at I think the Killback might have a small cockpit that you can look behind. And then we'll give it a rest, yeah? Okay. Unless I buy something, we'll see what's on sale. Look at this majestic cockpit. Now you look at this in 3D in VR. Man, I'd love to be in here. Excuse me, it's hard to drink while you're wearing the headset. But look at this cockpit. How freaking beautiful is it? I love it. I wish I had more space. Maybe one of these days I'll have more space. But this is how my house is shaped and the space I have for gaming. So I guess I have to walk through the side. Let's sneak in here. Oh, what's this? What's this? Oh, I know what we're looking at. Assets that have been created. So, huge empty space, nothing designed whatsoever for it. From the looks of it, I might be mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like nothing has been created for it except for the visible spaces that we already get to see in-game. In other words, that smaller box over there is for the SRV, in case you get one, and the bigger space over there is space for the SLF, if you get one. So you got your little fighter hangar over there, you got your little SRV off-road vehicle over there. Meanwhile, you're over here, is that... What's going on? Oh yeah, that's my heat sink. Because this is a silent runner. Quite proud of the ship. The hard points... Excuse me. Excuse me. There we go. I had to walk back a little bit. Oh, that's changed a bit. How's that? Excuse me. Look, I understand that this is an awkward setup. Things have moved around a bit, so I'm gonna have to make my way over to where my actual chair is. But I think we get the point. Yeah, I think we get the point. I can stop the recording from here, or let me just reset this. Sorry, that's I know it's all a bit shoddy looking, but I thought it might be worth a look behind the curtain. So let's look at the shipyard and see if there's anything else we might be curious to look behind. I think the point's already been made. Eagle surprisingly has a long hallway behind you, so you'd never get to it. Huller maybe? Adder? Viper 3? Type 6? Should we take it? Well, Type 6 will be pretty much this Killback, won't it? Vulture, and... Okay, let's just for fun. Let's take a look behind the hauler. Though I'm getting the feeling that we're going to see the same thing. Then I can sell this. And this is my argument for, you know, if they're going to talk about Spacelegs, they could at least address the fact that they haven't got any assets immediately in-game for it. And what a shame that is, because what a, you know, it's so beautiful over here. Except what is that? Oh wow. One of the earliest ships. I guess they never even bothered to finish whatever these are. That's interesting. What are these? They have no... I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are these tubes coming out of here? I just want to walk through. I want to walk through the door. At least this door, unlike the one to the Cobra 4, is of a height that makes a little bit of sense. Kind of like, you know, the Viper also didn't have a door that made sense. Let's walk through it and take a look. Oh, what's this? What's this? A whole lot of empty space. Can you envision how you're going to walk around in here, or how much effort it would take the devs to imagine walking around in here? What about the things you have, like the cargo racks, or the interdictors, or the shields, you know, shield gen power plant, whatever else goes into it, shield bay, scanners, all sorts of things, right? After you put all those, unless they take up very little space, and you know, look how close that thruster is to the cockpit. There's the hard points. Or hard point? Is that what that is? Because I don't see one on the other side. That's interesting. Did they not even bother? Well, I don't want to knock anybody, and I'm guessing that over there, do you see those round tubes? That would be part of the landing gear. Yep, there it is. Do you climb up on those rungs with your hands and knees, even though it's down that far? Anyway, I'm just mentioning this, and I'm just looking at this because, first of all, I hadn't thought to do it before, but second, because there's been talk of Spacelegs, and there's love of the idea of walking around your spaceship. I mean, I wouldn't care if I was doing almost nothing, going somewhere into the deep galaxy and just looking at stars. But then I'd walk into the back, have myself a cup of coffee, find out what my living quarters look like, whatever. Just Spacelegs even inside my own spaceship. But it looks like, at the very least, that part is unlikely. Am I mistaken, FD? Did I misread this? Will somebody like to correct me? Well, I suppose we'll find out. Let's sell this thing and get rid of it. And I think this is good enough for this video. Ozram signing out.